Welcome to the world of social media, where we consume 467,369 videos per minute. Obviously, that is an extreme exaggeration, but what I'm saying is a lot of what we see is a direct influence on what we do. So I'm talking the things that we do as far as the places we go and visit. Maybe you saw somebody try a really cute aesthetic restaurant when they went to Miami or Dubai or wherever. How we wear our makeup, where we shop at, where we get our clothes. Hello, Zara girls. Yeah, I'm talking about us because I'm one of them too. The things that we do on the day-to-day basis that have had a direct impact from something we see on social media, something we watch on TV when we're getting entertained. It has rubbed off on us. If we're overly influenced, that actually gets us into living a fabricated life. And we don't want to live a fabricated life, honey. We don't want to look like somebody else and replicate what somebody else does. We want to look like ourselves. We want to be ourselves. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome back to the 59th Parlor Podcast. My name is Toni Ray and I am your host. And we are talking all things reinventing 2024. I am so excited because I have just been feeling so re-inspired. I got my spark back, y'all, which is why I'm really excited about doing this video. This was something that just God put on my heart, y'all. Put it on my heart. No, but no, this is actually a topic that just came to me on my heart and I was super excited to do it. So let's go ahead and jump back into it. Now, I'm not saying that all things we see on social media are bad. I'm not saying that at all. Obviously, we learn a lot from some of the people we watch. I literally, this right here, my makeup, I learned how to do that from watching other women on YouTube. I had to watch a lot of tutorials, okay? And we got it years later. It took me some years, y'all, to master this whole thing, but we got it. But what I'm saying is I am using that example because that is actually how I learned some of the feminine care routines. I've learned that all from watching social media. So I'm not saying that what we see on social media is bad. It's really not. There are a lot of positive influences on there. Example, you bought a new book from someone speaking about it on TikTok. So this is a good one, okay? This would be a good example of a good influence. How many of us bought Atomic Habits because that was something we watched from a YouTube video? Maybe you heard it on a podcast. I literally bought the book for my best friend because I heard about it on social media and I'm like, oh my gosh, this book is really helping me transform my life. I know she would love this. So I bought that for her. It was a good influence. It was a book that I knew that could help her down the line in her life with her own transformations. Maybe you purchased a really cute outfit after seeing someone else purchase it. Hello. They didn't stop making that outfit once so-and-so put it on. Okay. So if you see a really cute outfit, it's okay to purchase it. It's okay to wear it. Maybe you're, somebody who is increasing your style. It's okay to be influenced with different style choices. Nail inspo. You guys, I'm a nail girl. Okay. I live on Pinterest looking at nail inspo. It is okay to learn certain things. It's okay to be influenced to do certain things, try different places, experiences, all of that. But when we're doing something exactly how we see and we're doing it so much so that we don't even consciously realize that we're doing it, that's where it becomes a problem. You're living someone else's life, and that's not what we're doing. We are going to live our own life. We're going to make our own choices. Even though some of them might be influenced in a good way, they're still our choices. If you are overly influenced and your thoughts are literally somebody else's thoughts, this is detrimental, you guys, to any type of reinvention that you are trying to go after in your life. You're living someone else's life at that point. What about you? What about your opinions? What about what you like? What about the experiences that you yourself wanted to have? Maybe your dream vacation was going to Spain, which happens to be mine. That's my dream vacation. But everybody's like, oh, go to Dubai. Now you want to go to Dubai. But what happened to your dream of going to Spain? I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there as an example to say that your opinions and your aspirations matter. Just because you see someone else living a certain lifestyle and they look good doing it doesn't mean that you have to give up all of your thoughts just to start doing all the things that you see come across your screen. Again, this is a fabricated version of you. You've lost yourself at this point. If you're trying to reinvent, you're not going to have a successful reinvention because you keep trying to reinvent someone that is not even you. I wanted to point this out because I felt like this was like really on topic for this discussion. But my last vlog that I posted, you guys know that I do the reinventing talks here, becoming her, everything on the 59th parlor, but I also have my vlog channel, which I am actually vlogging this whole process of just having total transformation in my life. I opened up that particular vlog with a word that I chose for 2023. And my word for 2023 was distortion. Okay. And I know you guys are probably like, what? Like, that's such a strong word. What do you mean? I chose the word distortion because, and honestly, I'm just going to speak to my fellow content creators just for a moment. I realized that in 2023, I was living, I won't say living a lie, but I was not being 100% true to myself. I wasn't staying true to the topics that I wanted to actually talk about. I wasn't staying true to how I wanted my titles to be. Now I get it. You have SEO and keywords and optimize everything. I get it. But sometimes you just got to get down to it and do the topics and title the videos however you want to title them. And when those people are meant to see the video, I'm sure it'll reach them. I'm a firm believer in whenever that moment is supposed to happen, it'll happen. But I wasn't staying true to myself. I love glam, you guys. I love getting cute, doing my makeup, doing my hair. I love all of that. But that was not something that I intentionally wanted to do for a long period of time. I thought, hey, it's working for everybody else. I'm going to take that road too. It must work for me. And this is another reason why I'm doing this talk as well. Specifically, this portion kind of directed to content creators, because I want you guys to remember that you are creating based off of your creativity, your instincts, okay? Nobody else has the same instincts as you. So all of those gut instincts that you have, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing topic. I want to do this and that, but then you second guess it because of what something or how something worked for somebody else. This is where I'm saying that you start living that lie. You're living a lie and you're not staying true to yourself and doing the process the way that you want to do. As an example, we don't want to keep on following all of these trends and getting this satisfying feeling of, ooh, look at me. Like, that is the whole thing with virality and having all the eyes on you. But are you doing the videos based off of what is important to you? Are you doing videos that are based on what is valuable to you? I've talked about this before. I did a pose video that went viral. It was on a whim. And then I felt like I was forced to continue to do that same type of content because I want to keep all these eyes on me. I want to keep all this, all this attention. But it wasn't the attention that I actually wanted, and it wasn't the things that I actually enjoyed talking about. So, like I said, this is, again, this segment, let me reiterate, this segment was just kind of directed to content creators, but you could apply this in your life as well if you feel like that you're falling into a fabricated lifestyle because you are being overly influenced in other ways and other jobs. I mean, it can happen. So, like I said, you don't want your uniqueness to slip away. It's important that you grasp it now, realize what you're doing now. That way you can say, no, I'm not going to continue to look in the mirror and see somebody else. I'm going to look in the mirror and see myself. So my word again for 2023 was distortion. 2024, that is not my word. We are leaving that in 2023. I'm going to show up and do the things that I enjoy. I'm going to show up and talk about the things that I want to talk about, and I'm going to live my life. I'm going to receive all of my opinions back and get myself out of the mindset of following other people's footsteps, following other people's journeys, and being in tune with where I am. I'm telling you guys, if you stay in line with where you are, if you finally start to put your foot at the starting line in your own lane, blocking out the rest, I guarantee you will have the most growth you've ever experienced in your life. Now, that is going to be a true reinvention. So, how do we get from where we are now, living this lie, living in this mindset of being overly influenced and having all of our decisions picked out for us based on what someone else is doing. How do we get away from that and actually experience 100% reinvention? I want to go through a couple of steps and tips because obviously I'm not going to make a video and not give you some tips, right? First thing I want to give you is a detox of the mind and body. You guys, I cannot stress enough to do a social media cleanse. Do a social media cleanse and get yourself in a mind space that can completely block out the rest of the outside noise. We want to block out all that noise and we want to get back to having our thoughts and opinions for ourselves. Obviously, I'm somebody who lives my life on social media, not live my life. I do my career. This is my career. I do my vlogs. I do my podcast here on the 59 Parlor. That is my job. You can still detox on social media, even if you're somebody who does content creation. One way of doing that is you can stop watching some influencers that maybe have been a little too much of an influence on your life. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to stop watching certain influencers because they had too much of an influence. I found myself liking the same perfumes, wanting to eat the same restaurants, wanting to shop at different places, wanting to have all these different experiences. I needed to get away from watching those people because I'm like, they have too much of an influence on me. Like, something's wrong here. This is not right. This is not how I want to live my life. So I had to get to a point where I started to eliminate watching some of those people. And instead, I started watching more podcast talks where we're talking about healing the mind and body. Maybe it's watching videos based off of, what you eat in a day, starting to work on my diet, starting to actually pay attention to the things that matter most, which is my mind, body, and spirit. I don't have to watch other people's vlogs all the time. I don't have to watch a video about the newest makeup trends and this and that all the time. I need to fuel myself with things that are actually going to give me a transition in my life, that are actually going to impact the way that I move about from this point and moving on. How am I going to make these changes in my life? I need greater influences. Again, focusing on the mind, body, and spirit. Secondly, pinpointing the most valuable change that you want in this era. So if you need a little bit of help, I'll give you mine. The most valuable change for myself is approach. My approach has been completely wrong, honestly. My approach to how I was building my career, my approach to the topics of discussion that I wanted to talk about. I told you guys I found myself steadily doing makeup and things like that, where I really wanted to talk about personal development, reinventing yourself, becoming the woman you want to be, femininity. Those are the things that are most valuable to me. I don't want to keep getting stuck in this mindset of, what am I doing? Like, if you find yourself constantly asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? You need to start looking at what kind of influences you are allowing yourself to be a part of. What are you watching? What are you hearing? What are you, I was about to say watching, but seeing would be the same thing, right? But you guys get the point. What are you allowing yourself to see and hear that is causing you to steadily ask yourself, what are you doing? You're not doing anything wrong. You're just following down your journey, and your journey and in your path might be a little different than others. It might be a little slower, as far as a start. But anyway, long story short, I'm just saying, figure out what is going to be most valuable to you in this season. My approach from here on out is staying true to my instincts. Yes, I will figure out a way to still optimize and add keywords and this and that, because obviously I want my videos to still perform well, but I'm taking an approach that is like, you know what? This is 100% me. This is what I want to talk about. This is how I want to show up. These are the things that are most valuable to me and what I stand on. So I am going to take that approach for 2024 and beyond, because that is what is most valuable to me. I don't want to show up 32% of the time. or 46 or 67. I'm going to show up as me 100% of the time. This is a fresh start that you're giving yourself. In your reinvention season, it's a fresh start. You're eliminating everything that does not serve you purpose so that you move forward in a way that is going to give you the actual transformation in your life that you really are seeking. Number 3. And this is a fun one. This is kind of like one of those trends that kind of popped up a couple years ago, but it is embrace the cringe, okay? You'll never, ever know how you will be on the other side until you actually go through the waters. Embracing the cringe is literally you deciding to break and embrace everything about your transitional season because you don't have it all figured out. You don't have it all figured out. It's going to feel weird. So we have to stop acting like we are just perfect at this thing. We're not. This is a season that you've never been in. This is a journey that you've never taken. It's going to feel weird, but you have to embrace that cringe. You have to embrace being or feeling maybe exposed, even though you're not telling all of your business or anything like that, but feeling that vulnerability. A lot of people have issues with feeling that vulnerability and accepting it and just allowing it to take place. Embrace all of that. Stop looking for responses and validation and start looking ahead and your lane. That's all you have to do, because at the end of it all, you'll be your best. So just blocking out all of this, everybody else running their lanes next to you, just put some blinders up. Like I said that one time in a TikTok video. You know how horses run straight because they have blinders. They cannot see on the outside peripherals. They can only see forward. You need to put your blinders on and embrace the cringe, embrace going through your transition season. And I guarantee that once you go on this journey, you will end up inspiring other people. You might even have a good influence that rubs off on them. All I'm saying is when you're going through this, people can see and they know it's authentic. They know that, okay, she's in a different season. She's showing up differently. I don't know. It's just something about going through the reinvention season and like really and truly going through your journey that people will end up being able to tell that you really are in a different season. And like I said, it'll give them inspiration. Maybe there's somebody else out there who wants to talk about personal development or, like I said, reinventing, femininity talks, entering your soft girl era. But maybe they're like, I don't know if that's something that people want to hear. Yes, they want to hear it. Baby, there are a lot of women who are in this season who are like, I need more inspiration. Be some more inspiration for us. Me too. Like, yes, I'm making my own videos, but I can, have that same inspiration too from watching other people. So I'm just saying, once you embrace it, you will honestly end up inspiring somebody else. And then, I don't know. Like I said, it's the best part of your reinvention season. Number 4 is figuring out, honey. This is a good one. So I hope y'all got y'all listening ears on. Okay. Do your desires belong to you? So I am no longer chasing youth. I have said this plenty of times. I am in my early 30s. I have no desire to go backwards. I am really embracing my womanhood, embracing my femininity, embracing where I am in my 30s, because honestly, baby, my 30s have been far better to me than my 20s. Although my 20s, I did get married. I had my kids. Obviously, those are the highlights, but I'm just saying, in my 20s, I had a lot of issues with my self-confidence, my self-actualization. I just did not, it was just a bad era. Anyway, moving on, my 30s have been amazing. However, I will admit I've been overly influenced at times. And what I began to realize was I was like, I want this luxury downtown apartment. I feel like I'm a luxury type girl. I want to live the downtown high-rise experience with the views and blah, 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 blah. And, it's seemingly so because a lot of the influencers that I was watching were all in their 20s living in downtown luxury apartments. Now, let me just say this. This is no shade, because if you are a young woman or a young man in your early 20s and you can afford that type of lifestyle and the trips and the this and that and the downtown apartment, clearly you have made some type of good decisions in your life. So I feel like keep going, keep making moves, keep doing you, because obviously you are doing something that is putting you on a great path for financial success and financial stability. I had to really ask myself, were those my desires, or was that just feeding something in me that felt like I didn't get to have those experiences in my 20s. And it was the latter. It definitely was that. I am not chasing youth, but I still held on to something within me that was like, are you too late? Like, I had to let go of that "are you too late" thought process and really understand, like, you're exactly on time. So no, you don't have to live in the past. You don't have to keep certain, feelings open within your heart that makes you feel like you should have done more in your 20s. No, you can experience everything now. And quite honestly, you guys, again, I am married. I have 3 kids. Does it really look feasible for me to live in a downtown skyrise apartment with views with 3 boys who are loud and rowdy and fight all the time? They would put me out. Okay. I would probably be evicted for a noise complaint. Anyway, all I'm saying is I had to realize that it wasn't my desire. It wasn't my desire. Like, now, granted, when I get to a certain point financially, with my business, with my podcast, with my vlogs and all that, just my business in general and my brand, will I go and get maybe a luxury downtown office space? Yeah, because that would be feasible for me. It would satisfy my, wanting of living, or not living, but having that downtown experience with my office, with my views and all of that. But I would still have my home, which is conducive for me and my family. So like I said, we have to really and truly understand, are the desires that we have, are they actually ours, or are they someone else's that maybe you've seen on TV, like I said, through entertainment, social media influences, whatever the case. Figure out what your true desires are and align them to where you are at this stage in your life for your reinvention. This is going to be key, especially to keep you on track during this season of reinvention in your life. And lastly, tip number 5 that I have for you guys, godly, y'all, I cannot go through a single video and not get tongue tied, but it's okay. That was the only one this time. If y'all noticed, y'all was paying attention. Okay. Anyway, take your power back. Okay. Your opinions have taken a back seat to those who have absolutely no authority over your life. You've allowed your choices to be dictated by those that are surrounding you. You'll never reinvent yourself unless you take your power back. You've struggled to realize you have no voice anymore. Like, literally, every time you speak, it's not even your voice. Every time you think, it's not your thoughts. You have to take your power back. Oh my gosh, you guys, my camera light is like really bright today and I am sweating. Oh my gosh. Anyway, sidebar, because I'm like, ooh, about to fan myself. Anyway, you have to take your power back in this season. Again, you cannot reinvent unless you take your power back. You have got to take your thoughts back, your opinions back, everything that has been over influenced in your life. Take back your power. You are good enough. And I cannot stress that enough. You are good enough. You are good enough. Your thoughts are good enough. Your instincts are good enough. Your ideas are good enough. Your creative ideas and thoughts are good enough. So you've got to take your power back, okay? It's okay to like what you like. It's okay to be how you are. Wear the clothes that you wear, style your hair the way you want, wear your makeup the way you want. You don't have to follow all of the trends that are constantly rolling out. Be who you are and take back the power that you have given away. This, again, is going to be key to a total reinvention in your life. You guys, I'm not playing around. Reinvention for me in 2024 is high priority. I am no longer allowing myself to be over influenced. I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to talk about the things that I want to talk about. And that's what I'm standing on. I keep hearing this phrase everybody's talking about. Stand on business 2024. Stand on business. I am standing on that. I am going to get back to a place where I am comfortable with me, that I enjoy what I like, that I am willing to take the experiences that I want instead of influenced by somebody else. And yeah, we're gonna have a total reinvention. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. I really hope that it gave you some inspiration on how you can stop living a fabricated life. We are not living a lie anymore. When you look in the mirror, you should not look in the mirror and see anybody else outside of yourself. And I guarantee, if you have been like on a mission to live your dream life and level up and glow up and all of those things, I guarantee you, using these tips and just realizing that you need to take back your power, get those desires in line and all of that, all of the tips that we talked about today, once you do that, I guarantee you are going to unlock something within yourself that you will be unstoppable in your reinvention season. And by the end of this year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, damn, I don't even know that girl. I don't even know her. She's somebody totally different. That's what we are going for at the end of 2024. Also, if you really like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can see when the videos are coming out, both on here and when they will be released onto the streaming services. Until next time, love, choose to live your real life, choose to live for you, and choose to gain your power back. Till next time, love. Bye.